Hi, I'm Tim, and welcome back to Collector's Guide. Shopping for a luxury sports watch today can be overwhelming. So many of the pieces are overpriced, overrated, and oversold. But could the best option also be the most overlooked? Today, we're going overseas without a passport. This is the Collector's Take. The story of the Vacheron Constantin Overseas starts in 1977 when a young Jörg Heisek, caught up in the spirit of the times, designed the 222 integrated bracelet steel sports watch. It celebrated, you guessed it, 222 years of the brand. Fast forward to 1996, Vacheron returns in earnest to the sports watch segment, now a rival to Patek and AP. The Overseas launches, inspired by the 222, but conceived by a team of future Vacheron design chief Vince Kaufman and noted freelancer Dino Modolo. The watch was more of a springboard than an end in itself, as the second generation Overseas of 2004 truly became the watch that powered the expansion of the brand during the Juan Carlos Torres era. Fast forward to 2016, once again, the Overseas is all new. Now a third generation watch, it arrived at exactly the wrong time, leading in large part to the downfall of Torres, a timepiece that was ultimately redeemed by the surge in interest in sports watches in 2020 to 2022. One could argue that the third generation Overseas is only now hitting its stride. The watch is every inch the Nautilus and Royal Oak rival. Taking a quick look, you can see the signature integrated bracelet lug profile of the original 222. The Maltese cross motif of the bezel is one of many, many nods on this watch to Vacheron's logo. Although a 41mm, it's really more like a 43 in terms of size and wrist presence. The bracelet, once again, with the repeating Maltese cross motif, is gorgeous, encompassing, and probably the finishing highlight of the entire watch. Several different dials have been available on the steel self-winding model, including blue, black, silver, and a very rarely seen and discontinued brown version. The timepiece is large, tonneau-shaped, easy to wear, provided you've got more oval a wrist than round. Taking a quick look at the features of the timepiece, the standout must be its water resistance. At 150 meters water resistant, it's more water resistant than any Nautilus, than any Aquanaut, than any standard Royal Oak, and only the Royal Oak Offshore Diver is rated to more than the Overseas 150 meters. Anti-magnetic, you better believe it, 25,000 ampere per meter. Well, that's not milgauss. That would be about 80,000 ampere per meter. Remember, an anti-magnetic watch is 4,800. This is 25,000, and this comes from a high horology house. The bracelet dominates this watch, beautifully tapered, beautifully integrated, and beautifully finished. It is packed with accessories. Let's start at the lugs, a quick release that allows you to quickly remove the bracelet, the better to appreciate the caseback, or, more likely, to fit the two accessory straps in rubber and leather. The watch also comes with an accessory buckle for those straps. Also important, if you like this bracelet, consider yourself screwed. Or maybe not. Every single removable link is fixed by a screw, which means this bracelet has a huge degree of tailorability to your wrist size. And yes, you do get those extra straps, so if you want to dress it up or dress it down, you can change the look and character of your watch in a fashion that's almost impossible with a standard Nautilus, Aquanaut, or Royal Oak. Turn it all over. Gaze at the caseback. This is not something you would have found on the first two generations of the Overseas. You have a manufacturer movement, and it's a good one. Properly sized for the caseback, we have two barrels, a 60-hour power reserve, Geneva hallmark finish for the first time on an Overseas movement. It is not just the first time we've had a display caseback and the first time we've had the Geneva seal on an Overseas movement. It is the first time Vacheron has made the movement in the case, and that is a big deal. For sports watch fans, this one's nice and thick cut. For high horology fans, beautifully finished and 5-position adjusted, but for fans of precision, sadly, there is no hacking, which is a major oversight. Taking a quick look at the boxed set, I recommend this watch for those who like doodads, because you get quite a few of them. There's a cardboard packing box, there's a sleeve outside, inboard, a lovely, lustrous, lacquered, deeply grained wood in black. Open it up, it's felt lined. We have a cushion with 3 slots, 2 for the accessory straps and 1 for the watch itself. There's a little wallet, folded open, and you could see a user's guide, a warranty card, and a little placard inviting you to join Vacheron's Hour Club, an exclusive gathering with an exclusive web forum and occasional club activities. You get the 2 accessory straps matching the blue color of the dial in leather and rubber, and a deploying clasp in steel that can be fit and removed from those straps without tools. It's the full package. Who it fits? Well, first and foremost, people with oval wrists. The shape of your wrist here is as important as the size of your wrist, but in case you're wondering, the lower limit is going to be 15 centimeters circumference, and yes, it does wear better on a small wrist if fit to the strap. Think of this 41 with its tonneau case as a 43mm round watch, and you've got the right idea. The quick release lugs will be a godsend if you want to tailor the fit on the strap, because you'll be able to bring both strap and bracelet anywhere you go and adjust the sizing on the fly. Remember, it's easier to perforate a leather or rubber strap than it is to create new links or remove all links from a bracelet. Who should consider this watch? Well, first and foremost, Audi drivers. Why? Because you're going a little bit beyond the mainstream than BMW and Mercedes, but you're not taking an outright risk with a startup like Karma or a fringy OEM with quality issues like Maserati. Audi drivers, this is your watch. Are you a Holy Trinity fan? Do you believe you should own one of each Holy Trinity sports watch? You've got your 5711 or Aquanaut. You've got your Royal Oak. Step up to the Overseas and complete the set. Steel Rolex hunters. It's a damning indictment of current watch collector priorities that for the same money you would pay for a lefty GMT in 2022, you could buy the blue dial Overseas and still have $10,000 left over to travel the world with it, to go overseas, so to speak. New watch guys. If you have an existing relationship with a Vacheron boutique, and it must be a boutique, not merely a third-party authorized dealer, then you have a good chance at getting this watch at its retail price of $22,500. And I do emphasize, it must be a boutique. Even if you've spent $500,000 with a third-party authorized dealer, Vacheron still might force you to bundle a bunch of watches, dress watches, of course, in order to buy the Overseas at list. Consider yourself warned. All right. Alternatives. You've got them. From Patek, a scrappy independent, we have the Antarctique, another watch in the 70s style. It's 40.5 millimeters in size, 10.9 millimeters thick. It's beautifully set on the wrist, more compact than the Vacheron and the suitable on a smaller forearm. It has a movement created by a squad of celebrity watchmakers. It is scarcer and more exclusive than the Vacheron, and for that matter, the Patek and the AP. It also has an accessory strap and the quick release lugs. For a combination of size, rarity, features, movement, and ease of swapping the bracelet, the Patek should be on your list. Or stay in the Vacheron family, but go back a generation. The Generation 2 automatic sells for between $18,000 and $22,000 in steel. Remember, right now you're going to pay about $30,000 for the silver dial Generation 3 and closer to $40,000 for the blue dial. Go back a generation and pay $10,000 less or more. Rolex Yachtmaster. Consider the 126622. Steel, in this case, is a steel. See what I did there with the homonym? This steel and platinum Rolex Yachtmaster gives you a bracelet. It gives you a sports watch. It gives you lume. It gives you a wonderfully versatile fit. It does all of that with a retail price of $12,350. Kick in another $3,000, maybe $4,000 to buy the latest version used, and you're still coming in tens of thousands of dollars under the price of a pre-owned Overseas Generation 3. By now, you know the A's, B's, and Overseas of Vacheron's signature sports watch, but it's no longer overlooked. The secret's out. Then again, in a world where even a silver dial 5711 is a $120,000 investment, the case for the Overseas remains overwhelming. And that is the collector's take.